Hello everybody, Helcorex here. Welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, episode 375. And today we're going to be talking about the Eagle, the 25-ton mech. It's a 585, which means it's kind of slow. 585 in the Succession Wars is not too bad, but in the later years, when you got all this advanced technology, not so much. Alright, so the Eagle, 25 tons, 5A5 from the Inner Sphere. It's got endo steel. It has 10 double heat sinks. So it's got some good stuff going for it. It has, 5 tons of armor on board for 80 points. So it's fairly well protected. It's like, half ton short of about maximum. And it has some interesting weapons. All right. Now, it has an ER large laser. Okay, I can get behind that totally. Got plenty of heat sinks to take care of that thing. And then we have an ER medium laser in the left arm. The right arm had the large laser. And then we have in the left torso tag. And then we have those 5 jump jets. We have 2 in the right and left torso and 1 in the center. All right. So it's not what you call a very fast mech. 585, it's one of those things where if you catch it out in the open, moving kind of slow. So the best you're ever going to get is a 3 mod with it, even if it jumps, unless it gets into some terrain or something, which, something like this. Yeah, you definitely want it to keep moving because you catch this out in the open, moving kind of slow, it's a dead mech. Typically, when you're looking at the armor aspect of it, you got 12 in the center, and then was it 10 on the right and left torso, and then we have 7 in the arms. So yeah. You hit the arms with anything with 10-point block, and yeah, you're hitting the juicy parts. And if this gets hit by something that's a 15, like say a clan ERPPC, yeah, it's ripping holes right through it and taking it out. And then when you got something that has of this nature, yeah, it's going to be a hurting unit pretty quickly. So yeah, speed is the best thing that keeps these things alive when you're looking at a mech like this. So yeah, it's like you look at the data sheet here. Yeah, this would be one of those mechs where actually if you threw a XL engine on it, it could have actually turned it into something that would have a little bit more speed to it. Maybe pump it up to a 6.9, maybe a 7.11. Go that route. Throw everything into speed, but actually make it a little bit better. But they didn't. This screams to me second line mech, peripheral style mech that's running around the edges of inner sphere space. You're not going to be going up against the clans. This might be a mech that you're going to be throwing on the border against your other neighbors that, it's going to be a speed bump. And against the clans, it's not even a speed bump. It's just an afterthought of that. Oh, yeah, look at that thing. Just swat it down and keep on moving. And it'd be lucky if it got in 10 points of damage before it disappeared off the face of the earth. So that's something you have to take into account. Now, the battle value isn't that bad. 800, that's mostly because of the high tech you got there. That's with that ER large laser and the ER medium laser. That kind of pumps up the battle value on that thing just a wee bit. Now, I can totally see where individuals might want to throw one of these things in. Now, if you're playing like a campaign or something, and you're taking on pirates that are still running around with old Succession War tech. Yeah, hey, I don't have a problem with that. You know, it's like, actually it'd be one of those mechs that were, you know, it actually could do some pretty decent work in that case there. So that might be the best way or best use for something like the Eagle. But there's no way I'd ever want, if I'm playing a game against any advanced tech units or anything like that, I want it nowhere near those things because it just gets splatted pretty quickly. Now, there's a couple other versions of this mech. There we go. That version of 800 battle value is the 2M. Now, there's a 1M version. This one they say is a rare variant of the Eagle. Removes the tag and the ER medium laser, replaces it with an anti-missile system with a ton of ammunition and an ER small laser. So you basically got a mech that's running around. Let's see if I can find it. Where'd it go? And looking at the data sheet here, you know, yeah, anti-missile system. Let's see, yeah, you got it. Still has the right and left arm. You got the ER large laser in the right arm. You got an ER small laser in the left arm. So you got a downgrade of the ER medium laser that you did have before in the left arm. Now it's an ER small laser. So, for an anti-missile system, personally, that's a iffy thing. That might actually be more useful if you're fighting like elementals or anything of that nature. So if they're throwing missiles at you, you have something to knock a few of them down. So that might be a use for that. But yeah, you're just not doing a lot of damage. You know, you're doing 10 points with the that ER large laser, or 8 points. I mean, why am I thinking 10? I'm thinking clan. Yeah, not overly good in that department either. It could handle a few shots, knocking them down or something. Stay outside their range and not get near them, and you could whittle down a unit pretty quickly. You know, may take you about 7-8 turns to really effectively take them out of action, but now you don't want to get too close to those things. But I'm still trying to reach to find a good use for the Eagle. Just not seeing it not too well for this version here. Now there's another version. This is the the 3M. Now this one's kind of interesting, but in some ways it's like I don't know why they did this. It's kind of a retrograde kind of tech outfitting too. Now the 3M come out during the Jihad, and it employs some advanced technology. Got rid of the Indosteel, which is an interesting thing. Is like, why would they get rid of the Indosteel? So this one here, it replaces the ER large laser for a single light PPC. So you're knocking 1 point of range off and 3 points of damage. And then it also gives it a variable speed pulse laser, which shoots out to 9. A little bit increase in damage. Also comes in at 645 battle value, so it's cheaper due to the fact that your weapons damage output's a lot less in some ways. You know, but with the light PPC, you're at least still going out to 18, but you're doing 5 damage, and you're saving yourself 2 tons of weight, but that gets sucked up into the variable speed pulse laser, which personally, if they would have kept the version with the Indo steel and then gave it a light PPC, they could have, you know, tossed in, you know, there are two options there. They could have gone with increase the size of the engine, make it at least a 695 or 696, and kept the light PPC and an ER medium laser, maybe, or two. That would have been the way to go. That would have been an interesting, you know, it's like you have a little bit more damage up close, and then you have, you know, some damage out to range. It's more of a harassment style weapon anyway when it comes to the light PPC. And I can see light PPCs are useful for light mechs like this. You know, gives it some ranged weapons, direct fire. It's like a supersized medium laser for damage output, you know, but you're doubling the range, you know, but 3 times the weight. And I don't have a problem with that. Coming, you know, looking down at shooting stuff down range, yeah, at least you're doing some damage, a little bit of plink damage here and there. Not enough to really warrant heavier, larger mechs to take notice. You know, oh, 5 points, that type of thing, where, you know, you're kind of a nuisance. You know, it's like having an annoying gnat flying around you until actually you take care of the other things that are swatting you. And once you take care of them, you look over and go, oh, your turn now. I'm going to take care of you. Or they could, if you're not, you know, if the firing solution is halfway decent, they may just like, I'm going to throw everything I had and see what sticks to the wall. And that could be a problem for them. But overall, the Eagle, it's one of those mechs that just screams, I need kind of a change to it. And I think the 3M is the one that can go with. You know, if you take a 2 or the 2M, the standard version, give it a light PPC, and then use that tonnage to, and that would be, you could up the engine size and give it a 696, or the smart thing would be to just see what happens if you throw away, what is it, 4 tons? Yeah. If you put a XL engine on it, you could up the speed just with an XL to a 6.9 without any detrimental aspects to weight and everything, because that would be a direct increase right there. So you could do that also. So just take a look real quick just to double check if my math is going through my head correctly. Let's do an XL or even a light fusion engine. Light fusion engine would give you a ton. An XL engine would give you 2.5 tons. So yeah, you could kick it up to a 696 and still have 2 tons to play with, which could be another 2 ER medium lasers. Yeah, you give it a light PPC, 3 ER medium lasers, tag, go that route. Or throw another ER medium laser in a flamer. So you could have something that could take care of infantry. So you could be a 696, light PPC, 2 ER medium lasers, flamer, and tag. Yeah, it actually might be a little bit more useful. And to kick it up to a 7, yeah, you can make it a 7.11.7 and still have 1 ton left. So you could be a light PPC, 2 ER medium lasers, tag, be a 7.11.7 with an XL engine. So you can play around with a lot, and then you could give it almost max armor. So that'd be 5.5 tons of armor on board. You don't have any space for a ferrofibrous, but you know, that's okay. You can live with that. All right, so that's it. That's the Eagle. It has potential if you give it the right tech. Overall, relegate it towards the rear with the gear and be using it behind the lines or on the periphery of the inner sphere. Don't send it against clans, or you can use it as more of a garrison style mech, or running off against chasing down pirate organizations along with some other second line succession war style mechs. It'd be one of those ones that's like, it's not quite good enough for front line units, but good enough for anti-piracy actions. So there you go. That's the Eagle. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Cracks out.